Now, one of the faculties, mental faculties we want to use is the imagination. And here's what Napoleon Hill said about the imagination. The imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world has ever known. So we take our imagination, it's the most powerful force the world's ever known, and we start to mold that idea into our mind. And we develop a picture of exactly what it is. We might hear the sounds. We might see the sights. We might see the excitement in other people. We might see them thanking us for something we did, or we might see the joy on their face when we give them something. And all those ideas we build into that picture. And as we build that picture, it becomes part of us. And we think about it not just once, we think about it every day, multiple times during the day. And when we do that, we're building this idea for the universe. And there is a higher power. If you don't believe in a higher power, I'd like to have a conversation with you, because it is so obvious that there's a higher power. Even our most high-skilled scientists believe there is a higher power out there, because things happen with precision that could only been set in place by a higher power. Now, whatever you call that higher power, universal intelligence, source energy, higher power, God, Buddha, whatever name you give to that higher power, it's pretty obvious that there's something out there that has put all this into motion. And we are just a small part of that higher power. So when we look at this, we have to learn to shut down our senses, because when we view the world with our senses, we're seeing what's there instead of seeing what we want to see as there, and building our own reality. And you see, when we do that, we're being influenced by others. We need to be influenced just by us, and understanding that we have the power inside of us to create the world that we want, and the reality that we want to live in. So imagination, we build the image, and then we hold it with the will. You hold that image tight in your mind until it becomes a reality. It has to become a reality. Now, here's the problem that most people have. They keep changing it. It doesn't happen overnight, and they keep changing the idea, and they change the idea, and you confuse the world. And then the world gives you a little bit of this and a smattering of that, and never gives you what you really want. So you have to hold the image, hold it with the mind. And here's what happens. Many times when I work with my clients, I'll have them write down like a bunch of different goals, and I'll say, pick one and let's concentrate on one. And what happens is a lot of times they'll pick a goal, and a lot of those other goals, I'll just call them sub goals, they start to accomplish them along the way, because as they reach toward this one goal, all these other things start to happen, and they start to accomplish them too, even though that wasn't the main goal they were working on. So when you do this, when you build that image and you concentrate on it and you hold it in your will, that's when the magic starts. And that's when you start to see things happening, and they happen in your life, and you start to find the opportunities. Now, many of us walk by multiple opportunities every single day and miss them because we're not being aware of what's going on around us. So we need to build that awareness. And when we do, what happens is it starts to change our vibration. So we have this idea, and we keep getting this image, and we keep creating that image. And as we do, it shifts something inside of us. You feel the shift. You'll feel your emotions changing. You'll feel that you're different than you were the day before or a week ago. And you're shifting your vibration. And that's so important, because whenever you have a goal, you're here right now, but your goal is way up here. And so in order to reach that goal up there, you have to become this person that's up here, and you have to shift your vibration. So when you're shifting that vibration, realize that you're moving to a higher level. Caution. If you feel that shift of vibration, you're feeling very depressed or very down, you're shifting it the wrong direction. But when you shift in the right direction, you're going after your goal, you'll feel an elation, you'll feel happy, you'll feel excited. And that's when you know you're shifting your vibration in the right direction. So we shift the vibration and our world will begin to change. And our mind, we need to work on our mind and our thinking, just like we work on a physical body. You know, people realize they need to exercise, go for walks, lift weights, all kinds of things like that. But we also need to exercise our mind. Our mind has to be developed too. And so how do we exercise our mind? By meditation, by visualization, by reading and studying and having uplifting materials. That's how we work on our mind. And it takes practice. It's not going to happen overnight. I remember the first time I had a coach tell me to journal, sit down for 15 minutes, set a time clock, set for 15 minutes and write down what comes to your mind. And I remember for about the first week, just sitting there, I'm thinking, nothing is coming to my mind. This is a waste of my 15 minutes. Nothing's happening. And then one day, I just put my pencil down to the paper. I started to write, and I started to write, and I started to write. And then pretty soon, instead of just sitting there for 15 minutes, that 15 minutes, when that timer went off, I had to stop my writing. And then one day I thought, wonder what I wrote. And I looked back, and what I realized is I had some wonderful ideas that I didn't even remember writing. So my point is that it doesn't come easily. You have to keep practicing and practicing. And so if it doesn't happen the first day, try it again, try it again, try it again until it does happen. But the laws work, and the laws work in a very structured way. Just like you have daylight and sunlight. You know the sun's going to come up, sun's going to go down. The Earth's still going to be spinning around 24 hours a day. Tide goes out, tide comes in. It's going to happen every day. So just like that precision of those laws of the universe, there are also laws of the universe that impact our lives. And in fact, I'm going to be spending a good portion of this year working on those laws of the universe so you understand how the laws impact your life, whether you were aware or not. But that's for the next session. So we have to study and build the understanding of what it takes. And then we have to have faith. We have to have faith and belief that it's going to happen. And we have to change our well-being into the expression. And as we accelerate, we will start to have things happen with ease. And it's just a process. And once you learn the process, you can repeat that process over and over and over again. I want you to understand this. The moment belief matches any state and fuses with it, the union results in activision and projection, plans and conditions and circumstances. That's what Bob Proctor shared with me. The moment belief matches any state, it will fuse with it. It becomes one with it. And then because of that, you will start to see the projections, the plans will start to come to you. The ideas will start to come to you. The people, the opportunities, they'll all start to come to you in a precise way. And this new awareness becomes your new home, because now you have a higher level of awareness than you did previously.